Yes, because if I forget to record, then no
Nothing.
we have no podcast.
Yeah, just a good conversation.
Just a good conversation, but no one knows that it actually happened. But
Right.
we are here to prove that this discussion happened. Okay.
We're real. We're not AI.
We are not
Jury's
AI.
out on me.
Well, I mean, I see you have your contacts in right now. I
I
see
don't know.
you got dressed up for the podcast. It's very nice.
Well, I was just streaming too.
Right,
So,
right. So
yeah,
you video stream and you got your bunny ears and your your
the
your blue
tail,
eyes. Yeah, no. Oh, I didn't even I
the
didn't even know that was
mask.
part of your outfit.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not attached because I'm like, if I sit on it, nobody can see there's a tail.
Right, right, right. Well, if you sit on it, I imagine that's probably not very comfortable anyway. Well, okay. Here we are telling the story of what just happened over the last 15 minutes. For some reason, I could not connect to Wi-Fi, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll just use my phone. No problem." I jump on my phone and I can barely hear these two people. And I'm like, well, that's not going to make for much of a conversation, is it? Where I'm like, I am very loud inside my own head. And then, it's not like at practice where everything is just super loud. It was very quiet, as a matter of fact. Um, so we have a special episode today. We're scheduling our rehearsal here live on the podcast.
Oh,
Is
okay.
All
is
right, I'm down.
is Sunday at 4 p.m. good for you guys?
That works.
All right. So we'll be rehearsing Sunday at 4 p.m. Um, and now to get down to business, we are the Cyanide Trio. This is the band is formerly known as Chris Cyanide. We are now three human beings in the band instead of just one human being with a backing track. We are three legitimate non-AI people who play our own instruments.
Although
We,
some will argue.
some will argue that we're not real people. Um, yeah, we play our own instruments. I'll introduce myself just because, I mean, obviously it's my podcast. People know who I am, but I'll introduce myself as though it's the band. So I am John Seymour. I play the drums in the Cyanide Trio. Now I'm going to move around the table. There aren't that many people in the Cyanide Trio. There's like three or four people in the Cyanide Trio, something like that. And
Was the
this
The fans.
the fans are the fourth
The,
member, the official fourth member of the Cyanide Trio. Hey, well, look, we've had a lot of good traction. We've had fans who say, "I want to see you guys again." Um, so let me introduce the Cyanide himself. I guess the one who was Cyanide before it was a people band. This is Chris Vasquez, who plays the bass in the Cyanide Trio. How's it going, Chris?
it is going okay. Can't complain. Long day of work and now I'm here.
All right.
Yeah.
Chris Chris is here. When he says I'm here, that means he's in his house,
Oh,
not with me or even Crystal. It's we're all in our respective houses.
Mhm.
Right. Uh my wife is not at home right now, which is why I'm able to sit in the living room and just basically scream my head off during this podcast. And our violin player. We don't have a guitar player or a singer, but we have a violin player. This is Crystal, aka Lady Crystalline. How are you today, Crystal?
Doing really good. Just had a
Okay.
stream on Twitch earlier. We played some Pokemon Violet. It was
Oh,
really fun. Yeah.
Pokemon Violet. Okay, so for those who do not know, the Cyanide Trio is a band that plays gigs, and um, we're loud, I guess to say the least. Uh, Sometimes we're too loud and we can't hear Crystal's violin, so we're tweaking as we go so that everything can be heard perfectly well. Chris, can you just like provide a little bit of history of this whole Chris Cyanide thing?
Okay. Chris Cyanide. I've always been Chris Cyanide. It's a stage name I've been using in various bands. I was also a DJ, DJ Cyanide. I was in a band called Cyanide Savior. I was in a band called Sister Cyanide. So I just took the cyanide and just kept it
Was it
as
a was that a
Chris.
coincidence that it was cyanide in all your bands, or that?
No, no, I think the very first thing was a band called Cyanide Savior,
Okay.
which was it was a studio project only. We didn't gig out. We just we made songs for independent films and things like that, and just for fun. And it was never meant to be a band. And then the actual band was called Sister Cyanide, and that was a band with my sister.
Oh,
His
nice.
sister was in it. We called it Sister Cyanide, and that lasted for about 8 years. And then I was just Chris Cyanide and bass player in whatever band I was in, Chris Cyanide. And after that, I launched the Chris Cyanide bass solo project, which that was supposed to be a joke. It I was taking after taking a long hiatus away from music. You know,
Hmm.
I still wanted to play, and I had some industrial backing tracks and some drum tracks and some things, and I was just throwing some bass tracks on them and playing it for my friends, and they were like, "Hey, you know, this is pretty good," and I'm like, "No, it's a joke. It's not good." They were like, "You should perform this live," and of course, after not playing live for a while, I was getting the itch
Hmm.
to get back out there, and I was like, "Well, could I actually perform this stuff live?" And I booked two shows, and one in New Jersey, one in Queens. And the Queens one, I got a really great reception. A lot of friends and family came out and supported, and it was actually going pretty good. And I kept it going for quite a while. And then as time goes and things get a little bit stale, I wanted to do something else with it. And of course, Crystal on violin.
Hmm.
We added violin to it. We got you involved, and it wasn't a solo project anymore. I couldn't call it the Chris Cyanide bass solo project because you guys are adding in just as much as I am. So it is now a Cyanide Trio, and it's been interesting so far.
Eh,
Yeah,
yeah, I do have to say we have a lot of fun at rehearsal. A lot of very interesting stuff comes from like, when we're just dicking around, we're just kind of like playing random things and they become songs. And
Hey,
one
Cleo.
one of the songs namesakes has just showed up on screen. But
yeah,
we that's Cleopatra's Claws. Chris just
get that.
Chris just held up his cat, Cleo. I guess Cleopatra is
Yeah,
the name of the cat. So, but yeah, we get together, we joke around a lot. Uh we say really strange things or if the things that we're saying are not strange in and of themselves, we say them in a strange way. It's just like I don't know. I know I'm not sure if we're actually capable of being serious. I mean, we seem to be being pretty serious-ish right about now.
Yeah.
Like yeah, no, it's a joke. Of course we're capable of being serious. We just choose not to. Um, but yeah, the past couple of rehearsals we've actually been using to write some new material, and I have to say I'm pretty happy with the way that things are going as far as writing new material goes because Chris will come and he'll be like, "Here's something that I wrote." And for the first couple of times he plays it, it just sounds like I'm like, okay, what did you just do? And
sounds just like me.
I'm sorry, what?
Sounds exactly like me.
Right, yeah. But then he'll be like, no, 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 no. This is what I'm doing. And then he'll be like, brittly, 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 brittly. I'm like, oh, okay. Let's write around that. So yeah, it is definitely a really fun time to go in, play. I'm gonna call it avant-garde funk metal. Like I guess feel like that's the best way I can describe it. And yeah, so we're gonna move on now to Crystal. Crystal, can you tell us how you became involved with this project?
Okay. Well, I kind of had to be goaded a little bit.
Hmm.
I grew up with the violin and used to, classically trained, orchestral, and Chris and I are dating, and I don't know, came up a conversation. I play violin. He's like, "Oh, we should play," and I'm like, "Okay." I was so used to playing solo, like especially after being out of school and everything. And, I'm like, all right, sure. So we played, we jammed a little bit, and then one time he just silently propped his phone up, hit record. One of those times. And I'm like, okay, and it ended up being okay and just kind of getting used to that. And
Yeah.
just, it's certainly a departure from, that very structured sheet music. Okay, play this
Hmm.
for learn this for the concert, move on. And yeah, so it's really just been like a nice stretching of like, of the norm of what I'm used to playing. And it allows me to be a little more creative. So I don't have to like play exactly to measure. There's no
Sure, sure.
measure. I'm making it up. So
Hmm.
I do have a pretty good ear. I mean, I grew up with music. So, I'll just like when we're in, when we're practicing or in rehearsal, like I'll hear what he's playing. And like in my head, I'm like, okay, I think I know what that could do. So I'll hear it, I'll kind of visualize it in my own way in my head, and then
Hmm.
it comes out here. And just playing with you guys has been like really awesome. And of course, I miss my orchestra roots, so I'm also now in the Norwalk Gamer Symphony Orchestra. So it's nice because like the things that we learn there and that we're practicing and for our concerts and shows and inspiration and kind of helps me kind of bring it to what we're doing here. So I think, just kind of having a little bit of both has been a lot of fun. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about my involvement now. Uh, so my roots of the Cyanide Trio go back to actually a group of musicians in Long Island called well, the whole thing is called Decay and Decadence. Chris, I mean, this would be a different question for you, but Chris got involved with Decay and Decadence, and that's how he and I met. And he said, "Hey, I know these musicians, and we're starting to jam a little bit. And listen, I'm not gonna get too personal into the first incarnation of the musicians that you and I played with, but let's just say that didn't quite work out. But then you said, I know a singer, I know a guitar player, and that singer was Barbara, and the guitar player was Scott. And everyone kind of knew each other, and then I was like, oh, cool! Like I'm introduced into this new group of people, and we were, for the most part, like a Ronnie James Dio tribute band. We would throw in other things like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, like that kind of thing. But I would say that about 70% of what we covered was Ronnie James Dio themed, whether it was Dio solo, Black Sabbath, or whatever. And that band became known as Sign of the Four, and we were in that project for a little while. We kind of went our separate ways after about a year, maybe a year and a half, something like that. We played a few gigs, we had a good time with it. We all stayed friends, but we kind of went to our separate projects. And then Chris, one day, he was like, I'm trying to make my music live, not just with the backing track. Would you be interested? And I was like, yes, because I'm always interested in playing music, trying out new things. I was a little hesitant because I wasn't exactly sure what I would be able to contribute. And so like I went in the first few rehearsals, I was sort of like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And then as time went by, I was like, okay, all right, I understand it now. I get it. And it was a lot easier for me to then learn new material and then newer material. Like we started with like maybe 4 or 5 songs that for some reason just weren't clicking for me. And then once they did, I was like, all right, this is giving me an opportunity to do things that I wouldn't otherwise be able to do in like a traditional band just because it's just the mood of the music is so interesting and so different from pretty much anything I've heard. People say like, how would you describe it? And I say it's sort of like a combination of Tool and Primus with no vocals and no guitars. And I feel like that's about as close to a description as I can get because it truly is, it's quite unique. And you know, once I got used to it, I have been really enjoying it now, especially as of late, writing new tunes together. And from what I understand, we'll be going into a recording studio at some point in the near future and laying down some tracks. So, that's something to look forward to. Uh, Chris, can you kind of talk about what we have coming up? Like what gigs we have coming up?
Yeah. So as of right now, we have well, we've got what, 2 shows this summer?
Is it two? Well, I know that next one is July 25th. I'm not
Right. That
yet.
that one is Fusion Fest. That's in Allentown, PA at the see, I can't check my phone now because I am
Oh
using my
dear.
phone. Yeah, so
Oh,
it is
Want
at
me to check?
Allentown Arts Park.
okay.
I knew I,
Mhm.
yeah, I knew I would remember.
Nice.
It's at the Allentown
Nice.
Arts Park. It's from, I believe, 12 to 6 p.m.
Hmm.
And it's a festival. It's vendors. It's a lot of different things, food, all kinds of different things. It's called Fusion Fest. That's what it is. It's a fusion of a lot of different things, which is kind of like us. We
Hmm.
are a fusion of a lot of different things. I think it's a great fit for us to play an event like that, and it's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. That's my big, I guess, event my for the summer for me.
Hmm.
That's yeah, our
And
big thing.
then we have I'm looking at my phone here
We have
because
August.
we have
You're
something
gonna
in
have to look at this
August. August 15th.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes, August 15th at Club Andromeda, which is now in Pearl River.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, and then we have something again in October, right?
Well, we'll see about that. October's a little ways off,
Hmm.
so
Mhm.
before announcing anything for that, we have some what I's to dot and T's to cross and things going on with that. So we'll see. But I have no
Hmm.
doubt. Actually, October we do have one confirmed date. And that's the show at Lucky 13, and
Right.
I believe that is October. Anybody got their phone handy?
I'm looking at my calendar. I must not have put it in. I have I have November 6th as the next date that we are confirmed for in Greenwood Lake, but I have nothing.
With
Mhm.
a Alice Cooper tribute band.
Okay,
All right.
Mhm.
But we have an October, early October. It's either the 4th. I believe it's October 4th.
that's a
Uh,
Sunday.
it's a Sunday. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
October 4th, we're playing at Lucky 13 in Brooklyn with Sky Museum and Luminous.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
and I've seen Luminous,
Yeah.
excellent band.
Mhm.
They're so it's funny enough, we have played with Luminous previously, and the funny thing about them is that, so we the Cyanide Trio does not we don't have a guitarist and they don't have a bassist. So
Right.
it's perfect if we all play together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
And what do you
mhm,
call it? What is it? Sky Museum?
yeah,
It's just a drummer and a singer.
yeah,
Yeah, we've played with them before. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
So
yeah.
everybody missing something and then again not. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, we also don't have a singer, so that's perfect. We'll all
yeah.
play on stage together. Okay. Well, let's see here. We've got our dates kind of set aside, and then yeah, November 6th, we're in Greenwood Lake, right? Like that's a
Correct. Yeah.
yes. Okay, so you want to get in touch with us, just I guess get in touch with me, and I'll tell you everything about all the places where we're playing. We have 4 gigs lined up. 3 are definite. 1 is potential, I guess you
Yeah,
said.
pending.
Something like that, right? Um, all right. Now, we've gotten all of our business out of the way. And of course, the one thing that is incredibly important to bring up in all of this is what is your opinion of AI? I want I want to I
There you
want to
go.
get I'm gonna get both of your opinions on this. I want to ask Crystal first.
Oh, good idea.
Talk to us about AI. You like AI? Do you think AI is slop or what?
It's interesting because I actually have been training up and been getting certifications through Anthropic,
Mm,
who made Claude, who, just to increase my knowledge of AI. Also, read a book called Co-Intelligence by Ethan Malik.
mm,
I think all of those things are worth it to actually get a better understanding. So, that being said, I think that I have no issue with AI being used responsibly.
mm,
And
mm,
a lot of discussions, especially, I do, outside of this, I work in tech. So there's a lot of discussion around AI adoption and things of that nature. And a lot of it is just using it responsibly, being ethical about it. I mean, I think like any new technology, you can use it for good, or you can use it to do not so good things. And,
mm, mm,
I think that one important idea, especially from the book that I mentioned, is, viewing AI as a partner. Like every section of the book was, AI as an educator, AI as this, just assigning it as like a role, using it as a tool to help you or like free up, all the menial tasks, even in some aspects, so that you can be freed up to do what you need to do. You can do the creating and anything with like the menial, like, maybe generating, I don't know, and any of the tasks that you don't want to do in the back end, AI can take care of, and then you
mm.
could focus on your craft. And I think that's a really important distinction. And a lot of the anti-AI talk that I've heard, not everybody, because some will even have similar or even more knowledge than me about the subject and still dislike it. But what I notice is that a big part of it is just the lack of knowledge, the lack of understanding of what AI can actually do. Not hearing from somebody on TikTok or, somebody ranting, up the street or whatever, just really actually like responsible to like educate yourself on it. And then you can say, okay, yeah, I don't like AI. I learned all this and I don't like it. So I think that's important. Too many people are just quick to kind of jump on bandwagons nowadays. And I think critical thinking is important.
You are absolutely right about that. That is a very like I didn't even know this before the three of us kind of started kind of poking fun at people who are like so against AI. Like it started with people saying, "Oh, I won't attend anyone's gig if they use AI to promote it," or "This is AI slop. It looks like shit," or "It's very irresponsible to push back against people who hate AI." Uh, then I kind of went down the rabbit hole, and this was definitely something that I'm glad to have done because I really had no idea just how passionate people have been about this. I had a personal encounter with one like particularly passionate person who blocked me because I'm not against AI because I'm not at all concerned that in the next year AI is going to be the result of us having no clean water whatsoever. Now,
Hmm.
I, I of course, it reminds me of a couple of things. One, the two of you know, and a lot of people I'm sure know that I am endlessly fascinated by people who believe in flat Earth, who believe that space isn't real, space travel isn't real, even if you don't believe in flat Earth. Um, where they'll just make up facts or they'll regurgitate things that people have said or that they've heard on YouTube or overheard in conversations. They will not confirm it. They will not substantiate it. They'll just say, "This is true, and I cannot believe that this does not concern you." Uh, I did some actual research, the real thing. And yes, it's true. AI uses water, AI uses resources, so does everything else. Streaming services, particularly, uses more water than AI. Chris, I believe you were the one who told me that. I looked it up. I made sure that it's true
Yeah, it's true.
before I said it out loud. Yeah, and another thing that I found out that I found actually quite fascinating is that a 10-minute shower uses more water than a week than like 2000 AI prompts. And I
Mm.
like okay, stop showering then, like make room for
Don't give
AI.
people ideas. Hey,
Yeah,
I gotta
don't
go
give
to
people
con still,
ideas, right?
okay?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
hate AI and smell too.
What's
I
that?
heard.
Was that right, Chris?
You can hate AI and smell too.
Yeah, you can hate AI and still
Not next
smell.
to me.
I don't use AI. I don't shower. I don't flush my toilet. Listen, man, I'm saving so much water. This is great.
Dig a hole in the back.
Uh,
Um,
Get back to the environment.
yeah, get back to the
Right.
environment. Now, on a more on like a more like I guess relatable note, people I've noticed who are very against AI, they have a what I call a myopic view, means like just a very like short-sighted. They close all the way up, whatever the terminology is. They look very closely. They don't look at the big picture, so they will see something that happens and they don't really like reel back and say, "Oh, that's just such a small percentage of what's actually happening." It reminds me of the anti-vaxxers from back in the day, whatever, like a couple, 2, 3 years ago, three,
Mm.
4, 5 years ago. Uh, it's they actually, to me, they have um, they present in very much the same way as the anti-vaxxers who believe that COVID wasn't a big deal, who believe that vaccines are harmful because they heard a couple of stories, but then they don't like really just look at the big picture and say the percentage of the time that vaccines have had an adverse reaction, people have had an adverse reaction to the vaccine, is such a small percentage in comparison to how many people it's helped and how many people blah 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 blah. And but they're like, no, I heard this story, therefore it's bad. And they're not looking at anything else. They're not doing anything like they're not doing any legitimate research. They're doing biased research. They're looking for things that will support their own view, which is not real research. But I could get into that a million times over. Chris, a lot of things have been said about AI. What is your view? Like, what have you seen in the
I mean,
AI things?
Crystal really hit it on the nail. There's
Yeah.
not much more I can add to that. I can just add just what my personal experience to what's been going on, and that's I do a lot of promoting for the band,
Mhm.
um, and I make a lot of flyers. It's fun. I actually enjoy doing it. Um,
It's good too.
and yes, there is some AI use to it onto what I'm doing, and I've gotten a little bit of hate for it, but that's okay because I know it's just a tool. It's making things easier for me. Um, I come from that era where I walked with a stack of flyers and a staple gun, and we would sit there and post little pictures and things onto a piece of paper and make
Mm,
Xerox copies and make a million copies and staple them everywhere. And with the programs, it's just made that same process a lot easier. Um, I don't think I'm stealing artwork from anybody. I mean, you
you're
can't.
not.
There's no way you can look at any AI picture and pinpoint out what was stolen from somebody. Nobody's going to say, "Oh, that looks like Van Gogh." Yeah, it looks like Van Gogh, but that guy is dead. How how long ago? You're worried about ripping him off or whoever, And even those artists, they learned their craft from something. They took ideas and skills from people, from ideas and people that they learned from. And AI is the same way. It's just made it a lot faster, and more
Hmm.
accessible and a lot cheaper.
Right.
People are saying, um, you should hire an artist to give back to the artistic community. And I'm like, I've never used an artist.
Never.
Doing
Yeah.
this, I'm doing this a really long time, and I've never once used an artist. Um, but I think that's the pushback we're talking about. People are just looking for reasons to argue with you. So they're gonna, without doing research, they'll say, okay, you're not using an artist, or you're wasting water or whatever it is.
Stop showering.
Yeah,
Right.
and of course, if I'm going to argue with somebody, I like to know what I'm talking about. So yes, I did look into some things, and I found out that the biggest use of the water is cooling down data centers,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and data centers runs everything that's connected to the internet. So if you're binge watching something on Netflix, that's data center use. If you're using GPS, that's data center use. AI is such a small fraction
Hmm.
of that. It's so minuscule. To hate on AI for just that reason, it's just hypocritical. Especially if you're arguing on social media, which is
Hmm.
a use of a data center. It's a use of a server on a data center. So it's and I get it. People are passionate about the environment, but be smart too if you're gonna argue it.
Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
Yeah, I agree. And like as per what Crystal was saying before about how like, use it responsibly. You know, make your silly pictures. I don't care, I do it myself all the time. Sometimes I just do it to entertain myself. I don't even share. I'm like, this is absurd. This is ridiculous. No one is gonna find this funny, but I do. And so but the passionate people they're saying like, oh yeah, so make your funny pictures and then you'll be really regretting it when you're living in the sewer. Well, they don't actually say that, but I almost feel like they might as well be saying that. But yeah, use it responsibly. If you're not hurting anyone and you're being honest about it, oh, here's my flyer for the band. Oh, that's so obviously AI. Like, yes, it's AI. So the fuck what? I actually remember I was in I mean, I still am in a Stephen King fan group, and I made if whoever is familiar with the book and the movie Pet Cemetery,
sure.
I
Mm.
I made an AI picture way earlier in the day before I even like really paid for a Chat GPT account. I used like the free version and I said I fed it the prompts like make the undead cat look like this, and I saw like the result and I was like it actually looks really good. It's like horribly unsettling, and this is the kind of thing that I want to share. So I went on the Stephen King group and I said, "This is, the movie didn't do a great job of producing that cat from the book, but this picture is really good." So I shared it. Most people were like, "Oh, that looks great. That looks so cool." Then you had some people being like, "So obviously AI slop. I can't believe you would do this." And I'm like, why? Why can't you believe I would do that? I don't draw. You two have seen the way I draw. I can't draw a zombie cat all that well. Um, and then like there's people, of course, like in high school who use ChatGPT to do their assignments. I don't support that. I do not support that. I think that people should do their own work. You know, if you're going to use ChatGPT, you can use it for like, help me come up with ideas. Then ChatGPT will give you a list of ideas relating to whatever, and then you can say, "Oh, I'll take this idea and I'll expand on it." You know, yeah, I don't think it should be used to do your homework, and I think that yes, it is abused in that way, but what isn't abused in some way or another? Uh, so I say don't do things like that. You want to find out information. It's a great way to find out information. You can ask for sources. It even says sometimes AI can be mistaken, so just be careful. You ask for sources. You can ask ChatGPT, can you provide sources for the information that you're giving me? And it does, and you can actually confirm it. And I think it's a really cool way to disseminate information. It's a really cool way to understand what you're looking at or the things that you're telling you. You could even tell it, "Hey, that's complicated. Explain it to me like I'm 5 years old," which I've done a good
Same.
number of times, and suddenly I get it because I have the brain of a 5-year-old. But yeah, and so the people who are just so steadfastly against it, I don't think a lot of them actually understand why they are. Some of them maybe, sure, but I think that most of them don't really know what they're talking about. And I think that people who support AI very much outnumber those who don't. But those who don't are still entertaining to us. So here's to you. Um,
To all the AI haters, we love you.
there we go. Right. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Chris posted an AI, uh, whatever it was, an animation for the upcoming July 25th gig.
There's a couple,
Right.
but yeah.
Right. And your friend, your wonderful friend was like, "This is such AI shit. It looks terrible. I can't believe you would do this." And I
We kind of tore them apart.
I mean, did we even tear him apart? We were just
A little.
like I was
I
like,
know where he blocked all of us.
yeah,
Yeah, I
he
didn't even
blocked all
know
of us.
him.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I didn't know you,
Do anything.
dude.
It's like, all right, well, yeah, I don't want to be affiliated with you. You know Chris, therefore I am blocking you. I said, like, hey man, I'm not getting an artist. I'm not doing this. You don't have to go to the show. I don't give a fuck. If that's your rule, I won't go to your gig if you use AI to promote. I don't want you at my show. So fabulous. Um,
He
yeah,
wasn't going to go anyway.
it wasn't gonna go. Right,
That
yeah.
was the best part. He was never going to come out to a show, regardless if my flyer was AI or not.
Yes.
Which
That's
which kind of I found that funny. Yeah.
uh well, all right. I think that about wraps up our most recent discussions. Yeah, we're writing new songs. We are the Cyanide Trio. I guess look out. We don't have any plans in place, like no dates set, but we are. Oh, Crystal's holding up the
Got
Yoshi.
my Yoshi
Got the
always with me.
Yoshi. Always has the Yoshi on stage with her.
She does.
We don't
It's true.
we don't have any set dates for recording yet, but I mean, whatever, you name some dates, we'll see
We'll
when we
make it
can do
happen. Yeah.
how long it takes us to write a bunch of songs, and then we'll make it happen. At the rate that we write, we actually I'm impressed with us because I think in the last two rehearsals we have come up with like we came up with the groundwork for and then we're finished writing the song basically by the end of the rehearsal. So we have like two new songs already in the past two rehearsals, which is I'm pretty happy about it.
Mhm. So we
Uh,
have a third one, which
mhm.
if we wanted, we could play it at the next gig. I think it's that,
Yeah,
after a couple of
Mm.
rehearsals. But it's almost ready to play out live, I would say. And
nice.
then whatever else we come up with, it seems pretty easy. We're all in sync,
Yeah.
I guess. You know,
We're Backstreet Boys actually.
Backstreet Boys.
I made a funny. All right. Um, anyone have anything that they would like to add to the pile of shit that we that we've been presenting?
The pile of shit we're going to release towards the world in a minute,
Yes. Yes. Well, I have
along with
to.
our
Awesome
AI.
conversation.
Yeah. No, I had a lot of fun. This
Yeah.
was this was good, and we covered the topics, the gigs, the history, the AI, and that'll be that. And I'll be using AI to promote this particular episode. You've all seen the picture, and the picture has been shared on Facebook. And you know what? I don't care. People are saying don't taunt the AI haters. Otherwise, what? You're
Don't
You know
not
what?
gonna
poke the bear. Don't poke the
don't poke
bear.
the
I'm
bear.
gonna poke the bear anyway.
You're not gonna come to my show. You weren't coming to my show anyway. All
You
right.
know, we feel like personally, I've gotten more attention
Uh-huh.
through AI hate than I've ever gotten. Not
Hate
Mm-hmm.
promote.
views are still views. Sometimes they'll pop in my Twitch channel, but
Yeah,
I have
it's
the
like
best mod, so
Oh, yeah, listen, man. It actually brought back some good memories for me. I don't know if you recall, but during COVID when everyone was kind of quarantined and there wasn't much to do, I was trolling a little bit. I mean, I don't want to use the word trolling. I was
I saw
tormenting. I was tormenting
torment.
people by saying, Led Zeppelin's not even that good. And oh my God, people really take that shit personally. So I'm like, what else can I say? I don't really like the Rolling Stones. Fuck you. Go back to your mom's basement. I'm like, you guys are so much fun. So, so yeah, this whole AI thing now, it actually it's brought back new life into me because I mean, listen, I'm not the kind of person who enjoys tormenting someone on a personal level. But if I'm just, here's my opinion, I hope you hate me for it. And people are not shy about saying, yeah, I hate you for that. And I'm like, cool. Why don't you go away then? And, um, yeah, it's been fun to do it, and it'll probably be fun for a little while, and then the next thing will come up.
yeah,
So, all right.
AI
Anyone
video.
AI videos, which I
I'm
actually,
It's already
yeah,
feeling
already
Jonathan
coming
from
out.
filmmakers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah. Anything else from you two fine lovely people?
No,
All
I
right.
think that's about it.
All right. So, yes, don't miss us at Fusion Fest, July 25th. Uh, that's going to be from 12 to 6 at Arts Park
Arts
in
Park in Allentown,
in
Pennsylvania.
in Allentown,
Yes.
Pennsylvania. Just think of Billy Joel and you'll know how to get there. Um, all right. So, yeah, that just remains for me then to say thank you, Chris, and thank you, Crystal. Chris and Crystal, Crystal and Chris, uh, Chris and Lady Crystalline,
Lady Crystalline on
Lady
Twitch and
Crystal on
everywhere.
Twitch with the
Everywhere.
everywhere, everywhere. The spirit is enormous, and and she's got a bass clef on her left shoulder. Or what is that? What do we even
Yeah,
call
it's like
that?
the whatever this front muscle is
Whatever
here.
the front was, the
Yeah,
pectoral. I
and I
don't know.
have a treble clef on my back.
Which is not
Same
visible.
size.
Which is not visible. Oh, look.
Because I'm sitting.
So
Hey, another
this is
feline friend.
this is Ozzy.
Ah,
Okay.
the
Yes.
dark
Yeah, he's very
Fellow
dark.
cat. No.
Yes. All right. Well, then good night, Chris, and good night, Crystal.
Good night, John.
Night.
All right. Hold on a second. Eh.